How much you hate how you feel. Projection. My name is Carolyn Cowan. I'm a trauma therapist, and we're exploring shame here. Shame is a tricky emotion. And in exploring shame, part of what I'm helping you to do is understand that you're not always the nicest person because you were shamed, you have shame, therefore you will shame. And one of the biggest problems with you will shame is that one of the things that you will use when you really hate how you feel, you will be in your negative mind when you hate how you feel. So you feel separate, abandoned, unloved, betrayed, jealous, angry, hurt, offended, oppressed, horrified. The list is very long. It's exactly how you know you've gone into your stress system. And so when you hate how you feel, you generally will want to blame somebody else. You might also, obviously you'll turn on yourself. Shame is such a self-abnegating, self-loathing emotion. But when you act, so you act in, but when you act out, one of the things that you will do is that you will decide that you know how the other person is thinking and feeling. And just a glance that doesn't go with how you think it should go, somebody rolling their eyes or somebody saying something or somebody not behaving how you want them to behave, you can flip into projecting. Projecting means that you have made a decision about how they think and how they feel, generally about you. Can you see? It's very self-absorbing shame, and that's what it is. So I know that what we do here is brave and courageous. I do know that. I do, because it's about taking responsibility. So if you project, you could decide that somebody hates you, and you could decide that they think you're this and they think you're that. Now that's you deciding how they think. And then, of course, if you've decided that, what are you going to do? You're then going to reject to protect. That's another shame mechanism. And then you're going to decide, well, if they hate you, you hate them. Or if they've done this, you're going to do that. Or if they think like this, you're going to. So you suddenly set up between you and them a battleground, which you are the god of, or the goddess. You have decided that you know what they think, and as the result that you have decided that you know what they think, you have decided to take all of these steps about that. That's very tricky, because the problem with this is the moment that you're within their energy field, whether it's on a text or whether it's in person or on a phone call or in a meeting, you have brought into that togetherness this enormous amount of resentment, and they have absolutely no idea what you think or feel. Now the truth is, and I hear what you're thinking, they have probably done it to you. I get it. I completely get it. It's very normal with shame that you do end up in these kind of shame binds, these trauma bonds, where you make a decision and the other person has no idea. This is the issue. You might do it with your partner or your lover or your husband or your wife. You have decided that they have done something, or they think something, or they feel something. And then you make a whole host of adjustments to yourself, like a Tetris game. And they know nothing about it. So projection is unhelpful. And it is extremely unfair. It can be done to you, I get it. I get that it can be done to you. And it's also quite difficult to step out of, unless you can name, perhaps, I've got the feeling that we have misunderstood each other. Could we perhaps come back to neutral? And can I explain what I meant? Or could you explain what you meant so that I'm not misinterpreting? Now, obviously, that's quite an intimate thing to do. But if you notice when you're projecting, it makes it much easier to calm everything down and to approach it from a rational, calmer place. If you can ask what's going on, ask what's been decided, ask if they have some feelings that you might not be privy to, or even say, look, I think I misinterpreted a whole load of stuff here, and I think maybe I got upset based on what I thought you felt. You can say that. But then, of course, can you say that? Shame is a very difficult emotion because it's weaponized trauma. It's a parasitic emotion. And as I said earlier on in this video, working with your shame is brave. I remember somebody talking about my book, and they said it's a very brave read. And it is, you know, taking on dealing with your shame and dealing with how you behave when you are in shame, and really understanding that, and I'm sorry to say this, but you don't make it any easier for yourself, because how much you hate how you feel leads you into a host of behaviors. I've got the list here. It leads you into oppressors. There's a video. It leads you into trawling. There's a video. It leads you into fetishization of yourself and the other. Not necessarily sexual, all rooted in hatred. Another video. Procrastination. And now we're looking at projection. And projection, I've got another video about a different kind of projection, but mostly projection is about making a decision how somebody else feels and then behaving as if you're God and you know, and therefore shutting yourself down, getting really angry, being really aggressive, and they do not know what you've decided. And equally, the other may do that to you. And so quite often you might find that if you're in a relationship, you have shame and the other one has shame, you've got these really strange rolling emotional battles going on where both of you have literally made up the relationship or made up the problems in the relationship. So how do you calm it down, come back to zero and go, I think I'm misinterpreting, or I think maybe I have not expressed myself well? It's a brave read. It's a brave thing to do, to take on shame, because you really want to look at what are you doing? How much are you not helping yourself?
Yeah.